All right, we're going to make a really simple Kyber crystal on Onshape. I was just messing around the other day, and this was surprisingly simple. So I'm going to go sketch top view, and I'm just going to draw kind of a random shape that's maybe got 5 or 6 sides. Something like this. There are different styles of Kyber crystal. This one just seems to be the easiest that I've found. I'm probably going to keep messing around with this and try to come up with something a little more challenging. But for my particular hilt, 1/2 inch is going to fit real nicely. So 0.7 is a little bit big. We are using inches. The first dimension you do, if you don't know this, is going to kind of scale everything down for you. So it may not be exactly 0.5, like from here to here. It's a little bit bigger, 0.54, but that's okay. After we're done modifying this, it's probably going to get a good bit smaller anyway. So if you want to throw some dimensions on there so that this is fully defined, that's probably a good idea. But you do not have to have it completely defined. Totally your call. I just like to have, more realistic looking numbers. No, that's not what I wanted. Although that's not a bad idea for a Kyber crystal. It could be inverted on one of the corners. It's not a bad idea at all. I kind of maybe want to try that, but not for the video. Maybe later. So you could fully define that if you so choose, but as long as you know the gist of how big it is, that's going to work. It is better to fully define your drawings when you're doing a more definitive product, but this is something that's going to be pretty organic. So I'm going to extrude this shape up. However long you need your Kyber crystal to be, mine happens to be 1.75 that I need it to be. And I have a separate chamber here that's actually a little smaller. It's closer to 1.5. So I could even make this 1.5 if I wanted. I do think 1.75 is a good length, though. To give this more of that, like, tapered shape, if you will, you can add a draft onto it right now. And I don't want it to get bigger. I actually want it to get smaller. So I can do something like that. And it gets already a little more crystal-y looking than what we started out with. So there's that. And now we just kind of need to knock off some of these corners so that it has the right look. This is super easy with the chamfer tool. So here's the chamfer. Right now we're set to 0.2, 0.2. I'm just going to go ahead and click on a couple of the edges. Nothing in particular that I'm trying to do here. I just want to sort of knock a couple of the corners off, and it already is starting to really look better. Go ahead and check that off. And I'm going to chamfer again, but now I'm going to change these to 0.1. And maybe this one's going to be, I don't know, 0.08. So that it's just a little bit different. And I'll make this 0.12 actually. And then I'm just going to go ahead and grab some more corners randomly. It doesn't matter which ones they are, really. And the more random you make it, the more it's going to look realistic. So once you're satisfied with that, go ahead and green check mark. Honestly, I could call that a day right there. That's looking pretty good. But if you want to knock more corners off of it and you want to keep taking more off, just go ahead and keep chamfering it. Eventually, you may run into some errors because the chamfers are overlapping each other. You can simply modify the sizes of the chamfer and make them smaller, make them bigger, and decide how you want that to look. Keep in mind, depending on how you adjust these and this little arrow here, it may take it really steep off of the side to make it more tapered, or it may be more gradual. It really just depends how you have these set, and you can reverse that. So that's about 5 minutes, 30 seconds, how to make a really simple Kyber crystal. And you can also add some color to it. If you just right click on it, edit appearance, you could even assign it a material if you wanted. But let's see what kind of color we want this to be. I think I'm going to go with the light blue here. Oh, I don't know. That's not fancy enough. Maybe we should try something that's like yellow. A little more yellow. There we go. And you can go to the mixer here and you can play with this as well if you're looking for a brighter yellow or you just want a slightly different hue to it. You can kind of play around with that and get whatever color you're really looking for. You could even throw an orange in there or something, and you're going to get something that really looks nice from the right perspective. And that looks pretty crystally to me, if you ask me. You could add more to it. You could do a lot with this. But that's just a simple little shape that you can do, and it will be relatively close to the size you want as long as you keep an eye on your chamfers and you keep a little bit of a flat spot up top and down below. I did take a little too much off at the top here, but it's going to fit out just fine. Enjoy.